The sun rises over Jerusalem, casting golden light on ancient stone. It is 175 BC. In the courtyards of the Second Temple, priests in white linen begin the morning rituals. The air is thick with incense and prayer, a city rooted in faith, yet uneasy. For centuries, Judea has been a crossroads of empires. Alexander the Great brought Greek language and ideas, blending cultures in a fragile balance. Some Judeans embraced Hellenism, others clung to tradition. But Alexander's empire fractured, and now Judea is ruled by the Seleucids from Syria. Greek influence grows stronger, and the high priesthood is now a political prize, sold to the highest bidder. The soul of the nation feels threatened. The people sense change in the air. The shofar sounds, a call to remember, to be faithful. For these people, the temple is more than stone. It is their connection to God. They pray for wisdom and peace, unaware that a storm is gathering. The sun climbs higher, but a shadow falls over Jerusalem. The city's peace is fragile, its future uncertain. The world is changing, and the people of Jerusalem stand on the edge of upheaval. Soon their faith will be tested as never before. The shadow has a name: Antiochus IV Epiphanes, king of the Seleucid Empire. He demands worship as a living god, a decree that strikes at the heart of Jewish faith. For the Jews, this is an impossible command, a direct assault on their identity. Antiochus sees their refusal as rebellion and moves to crush their spirit. He outlaws Sabbath observance, circumcision, and Torah study, punishable by death. Greek soldiers enforce these laws, gymnasiums rise near the temple, and pagan rituals invade public life. Some Judeans, the Hellenists, abandon tradition for Greek customs, deepening divisions within the community. Families are torn apart, suspicion and betrayal spread. For the faithful, every day is a test. Obey the king and live, or obey God and risk death. Mothers are executed for circumcising their sons. Sages teaching Torah are burned alive. The oppression is personal and spiritual, a systematic attempt to erase a people's soul. The air once filled with prayer now echoes with silent mourning. The community is fractured, its faith under siege. Antiochus believes he can extinguish their light. But beneath the surface, resistance is beginning to stir. The struggle for survival has only just begun. In 167 BC, Antiochus commits his greatest outrage. He desecrates the Holy Temple. He enters the Holy of Holies, plunders its treasures, and erects an altar to Zeus. A pig is sacrificed on the altar, defiling the holiest place in Judaism. News of the desecration spreads, plunging Judea into mourning. The people weep, their connection to God seemingly severed. Antiochus believes he has destroyed their faith forever. But in the darkness, a spark of resistance is kindled. The king's arrogance has not crushed their spirit, it has ignited it. The nation mourns, but anger grows. The desecration meant to break them becomes the catalyst for rebellion. The silence of grief is about to give way to the cry of defiance. The people's faith, tested to the limit, is about to become their greatest weapon. The stage is set for a revolt that will change history. The mourning will soon turn to action. In the village of Modian, the spark of rebellion is lit by Mattathias, an elderly priest. When ordered to offer sacrifice to Greek gods, he refuses, declaring loyalty to the covenant of his ancestors. A Hellenized Jew steps forward to comply, but Mattathias, in a burst of fury, kills him and the king's officer. Chaos erupts. Mattathias calls out, "Let everyone zealous for the law follow me." He and his 5 sons flee into the hills, now outlaws. Others, inspired by his courage, join them in the wilderness. The choice is clear: freedom or submission. The rebellion has begun, led by a family unwilling to compromise their faith. Mattathias' act of defiance becomes a rallying cry. The hills fill with those ready to fight for their beliefs. The Hasmonean Revolt is born. The struggle for the soul of Judea has begun. In the wilderness, the rebellion grows under Mattathias' son, Judas, known as Maccabeus, the Hammer. Judas transforms farmers and priests into a disciplined guerrilla force. He uses the land to his advantage, striking swiftly and vanishing into the hills. This is the birth of guerrilla warfare in Judea. Inspired by faith and hope, more join the cause. Judas becomes a symbol of resistance, rallying his followers with the cry, "Who is like you among the gods, O Lord?" Every victory is seen as a sign of divine favor. The rebels ambush patrols, raid supply lines, and attack garrisons, using surprise as their weapon. The Seleucid army, trained for open battle, is confounded by these tactics. Judas's leadership turns weakness into strength. The legend of the Maccabees spreads, and the rebellion gains momentum. The Seleucid grip on Judea begins to weaken. The fight for freedom intensifies. The first major test comes at Beth Horon. Judas and his small band ambush a larger Seleucid force in a narrow pass, winning a stunning victory. Hope surges across Judea. Freedom seems possible. Antiochus sends even larger armies, led by his best generals, confident of crushing the rebels. Judas outsmarts them, using deception and surprise. He lures the enemy away, then attacks their camp at Emmaus, routing the Seleucid forces. The rebels arm themselves with captured weapons. Each victory brings new recruits and greater confidence. The Seleucid armies, demoralized and confused, retreat. Judas's faith and cunning turn the tide. The legend of the Maccabees grows. The balance of power shifts. The dream of liberation draws closer. With victory after victory, Judas and his followers reclaim Jerusalem. The temple lies in ruins, defiled by pagan altars and neglect. The warriors weep, but resolve to restore their sacred space. Pure priests are chosen to cleanse and rebuild the altar. Pagan symbols are removed, new holy vessels crafted. The menorah is relit, but only one day's supply of consecrated oil remains. They choose faith, lighting the menorah anyway. Miraculously, the oil burns for 8 days, enough time to prepare more. The people see this as a sign from heaven. On the 25th of Kislev, 164 BC, the temple is rededicated. Joyful songs fill the air. The darkness of oppression is dispelled by light. The nation's spirit is restored. The miracle of the oil becomes a symbol of hope. The temple stands once more as the heart of Jewish faith. The temple is restored, but the fight for independence continues. Judas falls in battle. His brothers Jonathan and Simon lead on. Through war and diplomacy, Simon finally secures Judea's freedom in 142 BC. The Seleucids withdraw, and Judea becomes a sovereign nation. Simon is declared high priest and prince, founding the Hasmonean dynasty. For the first time in centuries, the people rule themselves. The victory is celebrated with parades and joy. The Maccabees' courage saves their faith and culture. Their story becomes a symbol of religious freedom. The Hasmonean dynasty rules for nearly a century. The legacy of the Maccabees endures. More than 2,000 years later, the story lives on in Hanukkah, the festival of lights. Each winter, Jewish families light the Hanukkah, adding a candle each night to remember the miracle. Children spin dreidels and eat foods fried in oil, celebrating the triumph of light over darkness. Hanukkah is a joyful festival, honoring the courage of the Maccabees. It is a celebration of faith, freedom, and resilience. The story teaches that faith sometimes demands action, even against impossible odds. The Maccabees fought for the right to be different, to worship freely. Their struggle inspires all who value religious liberty. Even in the time of Jesus, Hanukkah was celebrated in the very temple the Maccabees reclaimed. The light they rekindled continues to shine, connecting past and present. Hanukkah is more than history. It is a living legacy. The flame of hope and freedom endures. The story of the Maccabees echoes through time, reminding us that light can overcome darkness. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the Bible Storyteller. Like, comment, and share.